The idea that America is a nation of immigrants is widely accepted, even taken for granted. It's taught in schools, echoed by politicians, and repeated across media. But like many popular phrases, it lacks context. It suggests that all who came to this country played an equal role in building it. That idea sounds inclusive, but it's historically misleading. In truth, America was constructed by a distinct group of people: those who settled it, those who built it through unpaid labor, and those who lost their lives building skyscrapers and fighting in world wars. We're here to separate historical myth from actual timeline and building from simply benefiting. America wasn't built by sentiment, it was built by labor. Enslaved blacks worked plantations, built canals, harvested crops, and powered the Southern economy. Chinese laborers constructed the railroads, linking the East to the West under dangerous and unequal conditions. And yes, European immigrants too were crucial. Irish, German, Italian, and Eastern European workers flooded mines, factories, and shipyards. These groups, whether they came by force or desperation, were the hands that turned raw land into a functioning nation. They weren't just immigrants, they were builders. What many don't acknowledge is the timing of this contribution. Enslaved blacks and foundational immigrants arrived when America was still in its infancy. They helped create the physical, industrial, and political infrastructure of the country. In contrast, most modern immigrants arrive to a nation that's already developed. They mostly contribute through service, but they did not construct America. They are participating in a system already standing, not breaking ground on something new. Between the late 1800s and early 1900s, more than 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island, mostly from Europe, countries like Ireland, Italy, Poland, and Russia. They weren't arriving to luxury. They came to crowded tenements, factory shifts, and hard labor. But their arrival coincided with a nation still under construction, and their labor helped finish the job. These immigrants fueled the industrial boom. They worked in steel mills, built bridges, laid bricks, stitched textiles, and expanded America's growing cities. Their hands raised the skylines of New York, Chicago, and Detroit. They learned the language and raised their children as Americans and fought in America's wars. They didn't come to a finished product. They came to help build it. That's the key difference between Ellis Island immigrants and most immigrants who come today. When we repeat this phrase, America as a nation of immigrants, we participate in historical erasure. We ignore the people who didn't come by choice and yet shaped the bones of this country, especially Black Americans, whose generational labor was stolen and whose generational wealth was denied. The myth isn't just wrong, it's harmful. It silences those whose blood built this country while giving equal credit to those who simply arrived after the scaffolding was in place. The phrase nation of immigrants may sound inclusive, but it distorts the truth. This country was not built by all who arrived. It was built by those who settled it, by those who were brought here in chains, and by those who worked the land, laid the rails, and raised the cities. America is not a nation built by immigrants. It's a nation maintained by many, but built by those whose sacrifice laid the foundation we all stand on.